oh my God, I can't believe I found somebody who was literally solving the problem I had been looking to get help with for so many years. And it was like, yeah, it was an awesome moment for me. So, no, like literally, sometimes I'll be like, oh my God, what if I hadn't met him? I mean, like, because it was just one of those things that for you, I'm sure, was kind of like a random thing. But for me, I was like, oh, I've been really looking for, somebody who's not just like instantly Gumby Bendy, who can teach all of that stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool. I'll have to thank my mom because if I recall, she's the one who was like, she's like, this is my son and he does this and
Yeah, probably. Yeah. So I thank her for me too.
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
And I'd love to hear a little bit more because I know you only had like a 60 seconds to share what was up. Like, can you give me a little bit more of the backstory? Like, what happened?
Sure. Sure, yeah. So, honestly, so I met you a couple of years ago, but I've been exploring those videos. So I got a couple of Got ROM, uh, what are they called, programs, and I hadn't really developed a super regular practice until literally like a couple months ago, and even that I'm still building. So I've been chipping away at some of my motivation, or not even motivation. I'm very motivated, but just like behavior modification, like needing to learn how to not procrastinate. So it's
Hmm.
taken me a while, but it's always been in the background. So one of the biggest things that I would think of was the 30 and 3 rule.
Hmm.
You would say like every 30 minutes you're sitting, you have to stand up and stretch for 3 minutes or something.
Hmm.
And I really took that to heart. So even if I never did anything else, I've definitely like really done that. And because I had previously worked in a very sit down job, and it was just like really, I needed to not do that anymore. But it
Hmm.
was just the 30 and 3 rule. Even just that will always keep me a little bit healthier.
Hmm.
But I think in my video to you, I said like I love how I've been learning about how it's a complex. It's not like, I guess people had talked to me like, oh, you did ballet for 12 years. Why aren't you flexible? Like, because the movements in ballet don't make you flexible. You have to be flexible to get there, be super strong and flexible to get there. And I had been viewing flexibility as so passive and kind of like either you have it or you don't. And so I love when you say like, in your videos, you're always basically teaching how to do it. And I can't remember, there was one video where you said something like, I can't remember what it was, but it was something where it was like, counting the minutes isn't really what matters. You just have to feel what's going on in your muscles.
Hmm.
So while I do still like, I'll be like, okay, I'm going to, use my foam roller for like 4 minutes on each quad. But now I'm like, well, yeah, I'll start with that, but then I'll see like what I'm really feeling and what I'm really needing. So I really appreciate like that it's not literally like these are the steps that you do. It's like no, you have to learn. It's almost like cooking.
Hmm.
It kind of reminds me of learning how to cook. Like I don't really like learning from people on YouTube or whatever who are like, okay, exactly like a teaspoon, or whatever. I like when you can just see the camera and they're like sprinkling a little bit. So like you and your videos, you're kind of like demonstrating what you mean by prying, which I think not a lot of people that I've been around would use that word in stretching. So
Hmm.
yeah,
Cool. Awesome.
longer version.
I'm glad that you took that to heart because that's one of the things that I most want to impart to people is that you need to develop an internal intuition within yourself for how much massage you need to do, how much stretching you need to do. It needs to become an intuition over time. And if you always follow the recipe, the formula of like 1 minute stretch here, 1 minute stretch here in this specific position, you're always going to run into a barrier and won't make that much progress. So I'm glad that you took that to heart. And
Yeah.
were you working on a specific problem or like did the
Mhm.
programs help you with like posture or deep squats or splits or what specifically were you working on? Just general mobility?
Frankly, general mobility, although I think the locus is probably my hips. I just, as a volleyball player, I didn't really have good habits. Like that was my main sport. I had a lot of other sports, but I didn't have good habits of recovery after really long tournaments. So sometimes I think, so that probably was the beginning of my issues really, was just like back pain. So even though I didn't really have back pain, it was more just like, even though I'm athletic, why do I feel so achy after like going on a freaking 2 mile walk?
Hmm.
Like, and I realized it was like, because I think is it like lordosis? I can't. It's the one where it's like tilted forward. The
Yeah,
pelvis is
lordosis,
So I
anterior
was,
pelvic tilt.
yeah, yeah. And then when I had a very city down job, that was hard too. But yeah. So I think I was really trying to just free everything up, starting with the hips. And right now, I mean, I haven't even gotten like super flexible or anything, but my quality of life has greatly improved, and I'm super excited. Just I'm hoping I can move forward even like now, because now I've got like the behavior change and like the habit, and now I'm I would sometimes like watch videos while sitting, so I'm not even working out. I'm just like, oh, I'm bored, so let me just watch a video so I can learn it, and then hopefully it's gonna like osmosis me to like the splits
Yeah.
one day. Yeah.
Nice. Well, I'm glad it's taking away some of your pain and helping with the mobility and the posture and the 33 rule and all that stuff. That's really cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. It's super fun and super nerdy and thorough videos that you share. So
Good.
I like that. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks so much, Shane. Have a good rest of your day.
All right. Have a good one. See ya.
Thanks. Bye.